So just a little story that will help make the Thomas story real, and then we'll just finish. It was last January, not this past January, last January. The Eagles were waiting to see who would win the game between the Vikings and the Saints. Now, I don't care for either team, to be honest with you, but since the Eagles were going to get the winner of that game, and I knew which team I wanted the Eagles to play, every Eagles fan in America, like myself, was glued to the game between the Vikings and the Saints. If the Vikings won, well, I knew the Eagles could beat the Vikings in Philadelphia. I knew we would win the Super Bowl if that game went my way. If the Saints won, as happened this year, I knew the Eagles were dead. So me and about 10 million other people were cheering for the Minnesota Vikings to win that game. The problem was, with 2 seconds left in the game, they were behind by like 5 points, and they had to go 70 yards on one play. The odds of that happening are precisely like 1,000,000,000 to 1. The Scranton Knights football team would not allow a team to go 70 yards in 1 second, okay? But miracles happen sometimes. And the Vikings threw a long pass. A couple players on the Saints did some stupid things. The guy caught the pass and ran into a touchdown as the gun sounded. The place went nuts. All of America went nuts. The problem was a lot of fans had turned the game off because, well, presumably the game was over, thinking that the Saints had won, and therefore the Eagles. So I called one of my friends down in Freeland who had turned the game off. He's a big fan. He goes to almost every Eagles game. I said, "Do you believe that?" And he goes, "What?" I said, "The Vikings pulled it out." And with 1 second, with no time left, he said, "Edwards, have you started drinking?" And I said, "Edwards does not drink. Never has, never will." I said, "The game went our way." He said, "Edwards, I turned it off with like 3 seconds left, okay? The game was over." I said, "Would you please turn ESPN on?" He turns it on, and ESPN must have shown it 1,000,000 times. It's miraculous, like, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God," you know? I'm like, "But do you think I'd lie to you? Don't you believe me?" But that's Thomas. That's Thomas. Sometimes you need to see. You just need to see. It's just too remarkable to believe that it's true. And a man coming back from the dead is a lot more remarkable than a football play. There have been other remarkable football plays. Nobody else came back from the dead. Only Jesus. I understand where my friend was coming from. Sometimes our faith is not as good as it should be. Let me try to explain it from a different angle. And this is the perfect crowd to speak to be honest with you. If I went out to the parking lot right now, say you were lucky enough and had the money to buy a new car. Brand new car, it looks perfect. You treat it like a baby. You polish it, keep it clean, right? Well, if you go up to Garrity's or the mall, you go there a month, somebody is going to pull up next to you, open the door, and put a dent in your car. It happens. There's no way to stop it. It just happens. If you live a month with that car, sooner or later you see a bump or a dent, a ding, somewhere. It just happens. And you're going to focus on that little itty-bitty dent in the door. The car still runs beautifully. Brand new car, new tires, nice ride with new tires. It might be a Mercedes if you're lucky enough to afford that. I can't. But that one little ding is all you pay attention to in this otherwise perfect car. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. It's cold outside. It's not a nice spring day. But you're here. You have very deep, you're like the Mercedes. You are the Mercedes of this parish. Your faith must mean a lot to you. You're good. Is your faith perfect? No, your faith is not perfect. You have some doubts. So do I. Last Sunday, people went to church in Sri Lanka to celebrate Easter Sunday, Catholics, and they bombed the church. Why does God let that happen? Why does that happen? That puts a little dent in everybody's faith. Where was God? That hits every one of us. I listen in confession to people who are good Catholics, and the only thing they focus on is that little dent. Nobody's faith is perfect. Thomas was an apostle and his wasn't. We all have those little doubts. Mother Teresa's talked about having doubts. She's a saint. Don't focus on the little doubt you have. We all have it. That guy didn't believe me, and I don't lie. It happened. My mother had doubts. And she's holier than all of us put together. But don't focus on the doubt. You're good, devout people. Focus on the depth of your faith, not the little dent. I'm not sure why Catholics do that. I don't know if Protestants do it as much as we do, but I know we do. Think you have to have perfect faith. No one does. Go easier on Thomas. And yourself. Let us stand, my friends.